Hello, it's Sandy Kofod, and I thought I would show you as quickly as I can how I made one of my Christmas cards this year. This is the one that will go out first. I'm running out of time. Long story short, a lot of things have come up this year that have come ahead in line of making my cards, which doesn't make me happy, but it is what it is. And so I did look online for a card, and I did case that card, but I also changed it and added to it. So the person who created this design pretty much is, I think her name is Mary from Stamp-N-Lingers on YouTube, but I'll tell you what I did differently as we go along. So this is the card. It's got the ribbon on it, so they open it, and then here's your beginning. I wanted to find a design that would really showcase the dies and the paper in this set. And then on the back is this Merry Christmas, and then you tie it up, and there's the card. So cut the paper so that, you know, certain scenes would be shown behind the animals, and this is perfect because the desert goes up, you know, in the card. And then when I started running out of paper, I took some of the desert, and I have a cutter that makes it looks like valleys, so I just used that cutter. And then yeah, the design differences is I didn't use as much paper to frame the designer series paper. I cut that way back after I did it. I realized I did it. And then I put this ribbon behind the white piece of paper so that I could tie it shut. Otherwise it's just comes open like that in the, I know that it's going to cause a little more bulk in the envelope, but I felt like it really helped finish off the card. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through the whole thing, but you start off with a paper of DSP paper, and most of the paper that I used had small stars, because it does look better with small stars on here or something plainer. So I had these two left, and I thought, no, you know what, that's going to be too much. So I used this, and you score it at 5. It's a 5 1/4 by 12 piece of DSP, and you score it at 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then you fold it along the scored lines. And this is the base that you work with. So the next thing I did is I took this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of paper, and I put that behind it. Let's see if I get my tape over here. Sorry, my light fell apart, and my ring light, and so I have to like work in this tiny little corner, and it's not that old. I don't know why it fell apart. The screw fell off. So you put the seal, Stampin' Seal tape on there, and then you line it up so that the black frames the blue. And then I always like to make sure this is lined up. It's pretty good. All right, then you put that to the side. Then I took, this is another thing I did different in this card, is there's a black piece, there's like a 3-piece section here. This is making up this part of the card. So they used 2 pieces, and this last one I wanted to use 3. So that's a little different. So I used this piece that was DSP at 3 4 1/4, 3 1/8 and 4 3/8, and 3 1/4 and 4 1/2. And then I just layered it. Kind of hard to work reaching out, but I'm doing it. And it's not going to be perfect, but I'm doing it. I used glue on the other ones that I made. I have to keep making sure I'm in the window of the camera. So there's number 1, and that will go into here. And here's number 2. They were cut the same size. But before I layer these, I have to do heat embossing. So, since I have to do heat embossing on this part and this part, I am going to try and show you that now. Hopefully my camera will continue filming. So I'm just going to pull over that part. And here's a blue one. Hopefully I'll have good luck on the first time I do this. Let's see what happens. I learned a big lesson that when you do this heat embossing, make sure you use this embossing buddy, I think it's called. Get the static, all the dust off of the front of the items that you're working on. So I'm going to put that to the side and push this up so that you can see. So I'm using this embossing buddy, and it has become my buddy. It's very early this morning. Now I should be able to do this quickly. So this one, I'm using the embossing pad here, and this is called Versamark, and I'm stamping it good, and then I'm going to put it on the top. Whoops, let me make sure I've got this right. You always got to look at your paper to make sure you like the angles, and I think this kind of looks like a hill, so I'm going to put it there. I like to hold it on there so that the paper absorbs. And then this one is going to have the Oh Holy Night. And with this bigger stamp, I like to dab it. And there's the Oh Holy Night. Hopefully I didn't move it. It's hard to see at this angle. Well, we'll find out. You know what? I think I'm going to do 2 as long as I got it out. Just in case. Yeah, I think I made like 6 or 7 of these little circles. And I was just kind of thinking, you don't really need to use that little buddy pad, this thing. And I learned the hard way. So, this is the first step, in case you've never done heat embossing before. You got to use this Versamark pad. I'm going to pull this towards me so I can get a better angle and actually see where I'm stamping. Shoot, I think I twisted it again. I was worried about my head being in the shot. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it again because my angle was really off. So ink it up. There we go. Yeah, this one I can see. I because I was leaning, I pressed forward. I might get some sparkle attached to that. So okay, then we've got 2 of these. So hopefully these 2 will be good enough. out of the two, I should get one. Next, oops, here it is. I use these tweezers. This is part of this little set that you get when you, I forget what this is called, but it comes with this, and I think there's one more thing, but I don't have it out. Oh, it was the buddy, the little, this thing, which has become my best friend. Then I pour this over the top. I kind of like to let it sit in there a little bit, let it absorb. Then I use my finger to flick it. Make sure I don't see any on the outside. Kind of looks like I went a little crooked there, but it'll be okay. Hopefully I'm in frame, yep. I'll do both, all three of them, because after I do this, I'm still filming and it's going to be a longer video, but this is what it is. Okay, I'm looking to see if I got, if I put enough powder on and that the powder comes off where I do not want it to emboss. So now I think I got it off. I'm going to go ahead and use the heat gun. I'm hoping you can, I'll tell you when it starts to change. This is a heat gun that you apply. It looks like it works best to me when it's like 3 inches away or 2 inches away, and I've got it on high. Now it's starting to change, and you might be able to see that. Hopefully, it's really hard filming. Oh, look, I see some stardust here. Down here, you can see those sprinkles of stardust. I didn't get it off good enough, but it will have to do. And I'm going to try this other one and pick which one is best. I do have a little brush that I use that I can try and like brush off the embossing powder where I think it doesn't apply. But I give a lot of credit to people who film videos all the time, because you can't always see everything, especially if your equipment is broke. But I think that one came out okay. And then there's one more. Oh no, I did it. No, I did not. This one. I just looked at it, that's all. So it's working faster because the gun is heated up. And the rest of the card doesn't take too long. You do have to let this cool off a little bit. So I'll put these to the side while they're cooling. Put this one to the side. And we will work on this one. So this one is very cute, because the next step on that one is to adhere the donkey. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the camel, the donkey. And you can do the lamb, or I think that's a cow. I ran out of the dark cows that I cut out. When I looked close at it last night, it looked like this little indentation here was trying to form the shape of a cow laying down. And some people were thinking it was a lamb. I think it's a cow. And so these are the 3 that I'll put on there. Do that really quick. And because I like to use either the tweezers that came with the heat embossing kit that I showed you, or this one, because it's easier to place it and I don't get glue on my fingers. This one you have to remember to hold tight. And then this is the little, I think I'm going to put the donkey next. Let's see. I'll put it there. And then here's the little sheep or the lamb. Putting some glue on it if you can't see me. And I like to like put his, like he's standing in front of the donkey. So now that will dry. While that's drying, then I'll do this one. Get a little bit of tape on here. Looks like it's getting near the end. It is a longer card to make. So when I was listening to the video, the wonderful woman that designed this, well, most of it, I did a little change. She was saying this is the kind of card that you probably wouldn't want to make in mass because it does involve a lot of detail work, but it wasn't too bad if you do things in bulk. That's what I do when I make Christmas cards. So I layer it. You can see how long it will take me, right? And then I use this one for this part. And I can show you applying this using the, I don't know, this is a tweezers where you, when you press this part here, the bottom opens, and so it really helps people who have arthritis like me. And I don't always use it though. I still do grab my regular. So I've got some glue on there, and then when I lay it down, I will open it and place there. And then what I've been doing is I got these a while ago off of Amazon, and it just helps to press it down. So that is drying. Next, we have the three, this is the back of the card where I put the sentiment, another sentiment where you can actually write a 3 3/4 by 5. And the first sentiment is just Merry Christmas. So I'm using, let's see, Night of Navy. I'm going to pull it towards me. It's hard to stamp at this angle. So there's the Merry Christmas. I'm going to close this up. Hopefully it's still filming. I know it's long, but then we've got Lemon Lolly. This is exactly the same colors that the person on, I should be using that stamp mat, but I don't have room and I don't want to make this video longer. So this is the star part, and actually this is the first set. I'll show you the sets at the end. Hopefully you'll remember it because it's really early and I was up very late. So there's that part. Then we have to make sure that we put the ribbon down here before I put this on top. That's one of the things I changed. So I'm going to do that next. And I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to fold the ribbon in half. Find the middle. And then just kind of eyeballing, finding the middle of the card where I did the Stampin' Seal, and press it down. Then I will take this piece and put it on the back. I'm putting some Stampin' Seal. Make sure I got the direction of the card right, because I almost screwed that up when I was making these cards. almost put this upside down. So there we go. Now it's all fastened down, snug as a bug in a rug. So this part goes in here. So I will put some, let's see, glue. I'm putting glue here because this is where this part, I like to make cards that are like books. I like to make books. And so for my family that's closest and my friends, I did this card. So I put glue on the back of that and pressed it down. That's got to dry. And every once in a while I come back and I press it down again. So here is this next card insert. I'm putting glue on the back of there. And then you kind of got to angle it so that you don't see. This is going on the front. There. I think that's perfect, except for it looks a little crooked here. I think I better move it up. Why this, I was using a different glue because I like this one. It gets my hands so sticky. And I have another glue that just gives me a tiny bit more time. So then that'll go on the front like that. So I'm pressing that all down. And next I'll put this here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. I feel like I'm cooking. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I was so glad to get help, you know, finding someone that really wanted to go all out with the Christmas card. That's just what I love to do. Something super special for family and friends, as many as I can. And then when I run out of time, make something super special still, but less, something that takes up less time to create, because I am running out of time. These have to get in the mail. So then the next part is taking this star, and I just use my tweezers here. Sorry if you can't see, but it takes me a while to get over to the area where I have to film. There's that. And I'm putting the star right here. And I like to use this thing because my hands have arthritis, and keep pressing that down. So we're almost finished. We still have to put these little stars. I'm going to use this one. When I need to release the piece that I'm gluing, I'll use the one that doesn't have compression, or whatever you call it, where it's the assist. You know, it's got the assist in there so that you don't have to keep holding it together like this. You just press it when you want to release it. This one, when you want to release, you let go and it's holding it. Whereas this one, to hold it, you've got to press it. So there's the star there, and then we'll put one more star. Oh, I got a blob of glue. I'll wipe it off on that. I like to put this one here. This part was a little different. Oops. Now my fingers have got that glue on it, so it's sticking. And I normally like to take a baby wipe when this happens and just get the glue off. That was my fault. Just rub the glue off. Get it off my hands. So there's that. And then on the inside, one more star. This is a gold star. I'll show you it in a minute. I'll put that one there. And at first I was like wanting to put the beautiful gems that come with this here and on the front. But I ran out of the big ones. The big ones I used here, and that looks beautiful on the star. And when I first started, I was using one there. That would be perfect, but I don't have enough. And I always kept trying to reorder these, and I did not have enough. So, but I'm just going to put one here. So then I think what I did last time, because this is DSP that didn't have like a pattern. So I'm a little bit to the one side more than the other. But I can fudge this and make it work. Like I can pull that end out and then clip it off. Which is probably what I'll do because it's going to look funny if I don't. Alright, so then, see these cards, they have the stars, and the stars help finish off the front. And there's even a little bit of a different pattern. See how they're stars? Well, this, because I ran out of paper, it's just blue. So I thought to finish off the front, I could put another, you know, I had extra sheep. So I put this guy down here. One card I had two. I don't know where that one went. I had them like right next to each other. So there we go. I feel like I forgot something, but it's because I scored the DSP, the main card. That's my card. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry it was so long.